Cheltenham Festival 2025, Day One tips. So on the opening day in the opening race, the Supreme Novices Hurdle, Joe, who you thinking is going to win the race?
I think it's very hard to argue against Kopek de Board. Off the back of what we saw at the DRF, I was really impressed with that. I mean, I watched it back this morning. Actually, he did still run quite free through that race. Now, that would be a bit of a worry at Cheltenham. With the hill, you need to reserve some energy. So I'd want to see him race a bit more professionally. So that's the only slight concern I have. And a lot of that will probably go on how he sort of goes down to the start. You wouldn't want to see him running down to the start keen, or if he's kicked off in the prelims. I think that would be a big negative. But he is the best horse in the race. He's got the most potential, and I think he will win. In terms of just an each way price, I just want to touch on quickly. I think Work Ahead will go well for Henry de Bromhead. Obviously got strong form in the book, beat William Money, who's come out and franked that form. I think they are the two each way darts in the race. Now, I've heard Workhead might go off the front. It is a big ask to try and make Order Supreme. You normally have to be one of the best horses in the race to pull that off. But yeah, I'd be happy with Workhead each way. But yeah, Kopek the Bald, I think, will get favourite backers off to a flyer.
Yeah, I'm in the camp of Colbeck de Borg. I know he was a bit free last time out, but yeah, I'm completely agreeing. His favourite, and I know it's an easy choice to have, but I think he wins it. I think he's got the most talent. So in the second race, who are you thinking wins the second race on the first day?
Simple, this one. I think, Margera is the so-called banker, I think, of the week. I can't see this horse getting beat. I think, he's only going to improve again from Leopardstown. I know he made a couple of errors there, but he never looked like falling to me. And I just don't think he's got a lot to beat. I look at the rivals. Loda Sud, second favourite. I couldn't have that on my radar personally. It's a good horse, but I'll be really surprised if he's good enough to get near Margera. I think Margera will win this comfortably. As simple as that.
Yeah, I'm completely agreeing with you. I think the first two favourites on the opening day both get punters onto a winning start. And then what about the third race then? Who are you thinking in this? Obviously, it's a bit more of an open race this now.
Yeah, so I've backed a couple in this already. I've backed Broadway Boy would definitely be my main hope in this race for Nigel Twiston-Davies. I like looking at the trends in this race, and if you look through, it ticks nearly every single trend going. Obviously, last time it didn't jump that well, but I'm pretty sure Willie Twiston-Davies said he's had some sort of I don't think it was an operation, but they've done something with his knee joints or something. And he said since then at home, he's been schooling like brilliant. So that would have to be a big plus. And then the other one I backed, I mean, this is a bit of a flyer, is Trelawn for Kim Bailey. It's around 20 to 1. It's more of an each way bet in the race because I do think the horse probably wants off the ground, and the forecast is just looking like it's drying up. So, my main play, Broadway Boy, is into 7 to 1 now, and I backed it at 10, so I'm quite happy with that. And Trelawn at 20 to 1.
Yeah, each way. It's Sky Bet with Broadway Boy as well. I think I got him at 9s. You got the 10s. I didn't get 10s. I got 9s, but still a bit of value in there. But yeah, I think it's an open race though. I think it's very tough. I think it's one of them where punters could be back in 2 or 3 in the race and still getting a positive return as well. But what about the next race? Who are you thinking is going to win the next?
Yeah, so we've got the mares. Obviously, Brighter Days Ahead has definitely come out now and heads to the Champion Hurdle, which is great for racing. That's what we want to see. And I'm hearing Lossiemouth is also doing that, which I'm quite surprised at because I sort of thought off the back of that fall, I thought she might come for them, especially with Brighter Days Ahead now going to the Champion Hurdle. I thought she might come here. And if she came here, I think she'd win it easily.
Yeah.
I mean, she has shortened. She is now like 4 to 7 favourite. But I think they're leaning towards the Champion Hurdle. So if she comes out, I think the one I'm going to take a chance on is Golden Ace, because obviously she beat Burdett Road last time and she looked back to something like her best. She beat Brighter Days Ahead at the festival last year, so I love to see the festival form. And there was an interview with her trainer, and he said like she wasn't right at the start of the year. and he thinks he's got her right now. And obviously, he comes in off a confidence boosting win over Burnett Road, which is good form. And I think she's around 11-2. She looks a good each way play in this. At a bigger price, Carla Conte is quite interesting. But again, I'd probably want to see what the weather does, and I'd probably want to see the final field before I had an each way bet in it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the camp of July Flower. I think
Yeah.
I think he's got the form. I think like Joyous might be being supplemented, but he's got like £25 to find. He's unexposed. He could do it. She. I think Lozimov do it. Yeah, I think he's going to go for the champion. So I think JD Grugy is going to be a tough favourite to beat, but I'm on the road of July Flower. I think doing an anti-post bet now, I think he'll be half the price once Lozimov comes out. I think he'll be more like 3-1. You can get like 6-1 now at the moment. So I'm in bed with July Flower in the Mare's Hurdle. So what about the next race then? The champion, if Lozimov, Brighty Days Head and Constitution Hill and State Man all go against each other, who you think comes out on top?
I mean, this is looking absolutely brilliant now.
Yeah.
I can't wait for this race. I'm going to be there, so it's going to be brilliant. But I think Constitution Hill is going to win. I think it's been well documented about his setbacks and so on. But obviously, he's run twice and won twice. People are crabbing him on that last run where he made the mistake at the last, but the horse didn't even know he was in a race. To me, he came to the last. He was just mucking around and made a mistake and quickly picked himself up and won easy. They've had a racecourse gallop. He looks like, I know you can't tell a lot from these racecourse gallops, but he just looked like he was back to his electric self. The way he jumps, I think he's just going to get them all in trouble. He's so quick over his hurdles. I do really respect Brighter Days Ahead. I think she is a really, really good horse. And I can see why they are quite bullish coming in here because they think they've got a good one. But Constitution Hill is just going to gain lengths at each hurdle. And I just can't see him beating this.
Yeah, I'm in the Constitution. I always have been, to be fair, Constitution Hill camp. I think he's unbelievable. Probably the best hurdler I've ever seen. And I don't say that lightly because I've seen quite a lot of great hurdlers, but I think he's going to stamp his authority and show everyone just how good he is. So what about the Fred Winter then in the next? Who are you thinking in this race?
Yeah, so the Fred Winter, I backed Stencil for this. I didn't get a massive price. I think I got about 8-1 after if you remember, on Trials Day, it got beat by East India Doc, who's obviously for the Triumph now. So I was there and I was impressed with the run. So I backed it. Yeah, it's around 8-1. So that'll be my main play in the race. It's obviously been backed into sort of like 5-1 now. It's a race nearer the time that I'll look at again. It's massively competitive, and I know also it's thrown up some big prices down the years. So, I've got one towards the top of the market. I probably want to look away from the. I want to get stuck into something at 20-1 ish as my saver. But yeah, you got anything in this?
No, not really. I'm waiting for to know exactly what the ground's going to be. I was very, very impressed with Stencil. I think East India Rock's going to run a good race later on in the week. Yeah. So yeah, I think he's a worthy favourite, but I'm just going to wait for the morning before, like the morning of the race or the day before. And I'm not really one of them in this type of race. It's so open, and I think you need to make certain your ground is perfect conditions for whatever you're choosing. You need every pound, so to speak, and everything going in your favour to win this race. Like you said, there's quite a lot of outsiders that might outrun the odds. So I might do one or two at a higher price and do it each way, especially because in this race, a lot of them, like the Paddy Powells of the world and Sky Bet and one or two others, Bet365s, they'll be probably playing top 7. So, but they won't do that on anti-post. So I quite like doing it on the day and doing it each way. So yeah, I'm going to leave that one for now. But what about in the last then? Who are you fancying in the last? Anything specifically on the last?
Yeah, so this is the old, it used to be the 4 miler, didn't it? So I've had some good winners in this race down the years. Back to Corbett's crossing it last year, who was really impressive. Now it looks really competitive this year. now is the hour. Is definitely the right favourite. I think. I'd have to respect him, but again, I'd probably want to back something each way. I think Transmission is quite interesting. Obviously, got good course form. Comes in here, Neil Mulholland. He's a trainer that I rate quite highly. To be fair, so yeah, this is a race nearer the time that I'll be playing, but no strong opinion this year.
Yeah, I do. To be fair, I think Now Is the Hour is a worthy favourite. I think he'll win it, to be honest with you. But I'm going to wait on the day again. I'm going to probably might do that to win and maybe choose one each way. I've no strong fancy in it. For me, it's all about the big three, Constitution Hill, and then the first two races. I think the treble will come up. I'm going to have a nice win treble on those three, and then let's hope.
Margera, Constitution Hill.
Yeah, and then let's hope I get off to a good start on day one of Cheltenham Festival 2025.